Hello, Spring Lake Park High School friends and families. We are here today for another vidcast to meet another new colleague. Today we're introducing Jared Klopp, who, by the way, has a castle named after his family in Germany. True story. Ask him about it. May not be his family, but is definitely named
Castle Klopp, yeah.
Castle Klopp.
Yeah.
True story. But before we launch into learning more about Mr. Klopp, I want to say that this session is being brought to you and sponsored by SafeMate masks. SafeMate masks, they are wonderful. I encourage everyone to look into them. Back to today's program. Mr. Klopp, very curious to know what schools you have a diploma from.
Yeah. I graduated from Champlain Park High School, up north metro. I have 2 Bachelor's of Arts degrees in biology and psychology from Luther College, and a master's certificate from actually a New Hampshire school, but I did it through Wolf Ridge, so I have a master's certificate in environmental ed and sustainability.
And Wolf Ridge is?
Wolf Ridge is an environmental learning center up north in Finland, Minnesota. So I spent a school year as a naturalist taking students out into the woods and learning about nature.
So you were technically a Finnish naturalist.
Yeah, technically yes. Yeah,
Huh.
yeah. I changed my address and everything.
I wonder if there's a castle named after your family in Finland then.
It's possible.
The next question we're wondering about is, what is a fun fact about you that others might not know or infer?
Yeah, there's a bunch rattling around in my head right now, but since I was about 5 or 6 years old, I've been able to talk like Donald Duck pretty well, in my opinion. Yeah.
I did not know this.
No one would have guessed.
Sometimes somebody's got to get him to practice.
Oh yeah.
Someone's got to prove this. All right? Not now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not now. All right. The next question asks, if you could make a living at anything, possibly talking like Donald Duck, what would your dream job outside of education be?
Yeah, apart from being Donald Duck at Disney World, my dream job would be search and rescue, dog training. So I've trained animals for the last 4 years, and so working in the boundary waters and knowing how important they are is really, really interesting to me and would be really cool. So,
really neat.
Dream job.
Interesting. Well, you're not doing that dream job.
I'm not.
Because something has led you to a career in education.
Yeah.
What has led you to a career in education?
So from 2018 to 2020, I spent my years down in New Mexico, actually, at a wildlife center down there. And I didn't feel like I was getting enough time with the students. And so in order to see progress and to really develop that connection to the natural world and to biology in general, I joined a STEM Teach program, and so I became an educator because of wanting to connect students with nature.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Thank you. The next question asks, in the time you've been working with students in a variety of ways, what is a moment or an impact that you are proud of or that continues to resonate with you?
Yeah. I feel like I didn't know I was in the education field at this time, but I used to teach swimming lessons. There was a young child named Jason, and his name just sticks in my head. He was autistic and came to my swimming lessons just bawling his eyes out and wouldn't want to get in the water, didn't want to put his ears in or his face in the water. And that first 5 minutes, we just scooted in the water down on the shallow end and slowly worked our way in. And Mom was off to the side, so he was okay with that. But by the 5th day, by the last lesson or whatever, he was running into the pool to come see us and join the class. So just to see that progress over that short amount of time was really inspirational.
So you saw growth.
Yeah.
And his apprehensions waned completely.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Can you give us an example of your jagged profile? And for our listeners, a jagged profile is an example where none of us as humans are average at any one set of metrics or any one set of measures. Or if someone were to look at us a certain way and classify us, what is an area where we don't fit that classification? So with that, can you give us an example of your jagged profile?
Yeah. I think one aspect of my jagged profile would be my active listening skills. If it comes in through my ears, I can usually remember it pretty well. Random facts and especially with students, getting to know my students and connecting with their lives. If they tell me about it, I'll remember it. So
Wow. That's a pretty powerful tool.
it's very nice, yeah.
I should have sponsored this by Jared's active listening. If you struggle to remember your students' names, please see Jared.
I'm good at that too, yeah.
Finally, can you tell us what is an aspiration you have for this school year as an educator? As you join us and come on board here at Spring Lake Park High School for this coming school year, what is an aspiration you have, a way in which you are excited to see success for your students?
Yeah, I think this goes back to what led me to a career in education. Just wanting my students to connect with something, to become lifelong learners, to find something that resonates with them, to go out after high school, after my classes, and research it, to learn about insects or animal training or, I don't know, trees, whatever interests you. Those are my interests, but really whatever interests them is what I want them to glob onto and to just dive into.
So we have an aspiration to help each student find a spark here at Spring Lake Park High School.
Exactly.
It sounds like that's your hope as well for this school year, to help each of your students find a spark, something that inspires them to continue to learn. Is that fair?
Yeah, biology focused.
Oh, of course,
Yeah.
within the realm of biology.
Right.
Thank you for clarifying. And that's cool. I mean, they really should be focused on social studies, but that's fine. That's fine. No bias.
That's fair, no, that's okay.
No bias. With that, thank you for joining us for this vidcast and introduction of Mr. Klopp. Please look him up or find him and connect with him and say hello and welcome him to our community. I'm glad he is joining us this year, and I look forward to a great year here at Spring Lake Park High School with Mr. Klopp. Thank you.